I'm Sam, as you could probably tell, and today I have decided that it would be an interesting idea to record about like a 15 to 20 ish minute performance talk, whatever kind of thing. Do a couple songs, talk a little, why not? Um, so I was gonna busk today, and I busked yesterday because I decided, oh, I can busk 2 days in a row. I was ready to go yesterday, so I went, and it was uh, pretty discouraging, I would say. I don't really feel like busking in the near future. Um, Busking is nice. It's rewarding. It is something that I like to do, but it's not very easy to be playing on the street by yourself. Uh, it kind of isn't very it's not always rewarding for the psyche, I would say. uh you can imagine what that's like when you're playing and it's just out in the middle of the street. So yeah, busking, it's fun, but I just don't have the mental capacity to really deal with doing it right now. So I thought to myself, in my rest yesterday, like, maybe I should try doing something similar to busking, but on the internet. Uh, so I thought about live streaming, and this is what that was going to be, but I thought to myself today, it's like the middle of the day on a Friday, and I don't think there is a point in using up all that bandwidth for live streaming when it's probably gonna just end up being a video that people watch at a different point in time if they do at all anyway. So we'll see how my theory on that proves. I don't know. But I'm probably gonna play an original and a cover back to back. We'll see how that goes. Also, because the powers that be, at least by United States law, do not enjoy when you play around with copyright. I think that's stupid. I think copyright law in the United States is kind of not very good, but there are other things in the United States that are more not good. So, you know. So I don't think it really matters to me personally if I play a cover song and YouTube decides to mute or do whatever the fuck. I don't care. Whatever. I'm just doing what I do. So yeah, I'm gonna play an original, of course, because why not? I'm sorry, I've done this a couple times because I'm kind of not super confident with how the audio is. This is pretty much like a slapdash kind of thought of it yesterday, do it tomorrow kind of thing, where I'm using the best camera that's available to me, which is my camcorder, plugged into my computer, and then I have the snowball and a mini amp that's plugged into the computer too, and it's all running through OBS. Uh, and so I don't know, I just like to do things. I like to go and do things. If I can get something to work, I will do it, regardless on if it is, perfectly polished or completely there in terms of like my skill. Uh, no, I just do what I want to do, or I try to do what I want to do. Uh, that is how I get my control freak tendencies out, is through my creative work, unfortunately, or maybe fortunately. Maybe that's all part of my life idea, is to be really specific about what I want to do with music and art, or as specific as I can get. Uh, and just let everything else in the world that I can't control kind of wash over me. But anyway, yeah, so you see me looking down, that's where the laptop is. So, like audio levels and stuff that I'm looking at and making sure that I don't unplug the microphone by accident and all that kind of nonsense. I do have headphones for monitoring, but they have a latency issue that I do not feel like figuring out at this moment because I want to do this. So I'm doing it. So maybe I'll figure that out at some point in the future if I decide to do this again. But I thought that doing something like this would be like a nice kind of morale boost in a way. Just kind of be like, yeah, you can kind of just play music how you want to play it, Sam, and it will be okay. And there is, at the very least, storage space on YouTube servers for it and on my own hard drive, so yeah. Oh my god. It's warm in here. And I'm wearing a jacket because I don't feel very good about my body right now. But I'm not gonna switch to a shirt. Alright, hopefully that doesn't sound too bad. So I'm gonna play a song that is off of my most recent record. It's called Temper Dance. Available at all your major places on the internet, at least. Bandcamp, Spotify, YouTube here, SoundCloud, etc. Just look up Sam the Wayfarer, go in my bio links, whatever. Y'all can figure it out, man. I trust you. This is one of the first songs I think I wrote for this record. It was more like this like very productive writing time, and I narrowed down a lot of the lyrics and just kind of made songs out of them. And this is one of those. So yeah, recorded right here in the Sam Cave, my room, on my 4-track cassette recorder because I like doing that. I don't think DAWs are very intuitive. I don't like having a super excessive amount of polish on things. I think that when it is, that kind of one-to-one, like, me to you, it's, I don't know, that's kind of what I want. And I think that I probably succeeded in that goal, at least. I'm not going to go on and on about my lack of self-confidence, but it's there. I think all artists are self-conscious in some way, shape, or form. Because we want you to like us. I need you to accept me. Not really, but that external validation is always nice. Alright, so this is one, it's called Cast Iron Contusion. I named it that because I thought it would be fun to rhyme the title with a lyric rather than put a lyric in the title. Another dream made too much sense. I was in your room while you were getting dressed. My hands traced the buttons on your coat and got lost around the cover of your breast. What a goddamn mess. Another day, another measureless way. Shouldn't something be happening? You're in everyone I see. see pass by, I go crazy. I wasn't so high. Repeat it over again. What are friends for after all? The fog on the moon, who wanted more? Who fucking cares to shut her door? Another foregone conclusion. Are you hurting? Are you hurting? Another knowing situation. And I'm hurting. And I'm hurting. Another foregone conclusion. And I'm hurting. And I'm hurting. Another knowing situation. And are you hurting? Are you hurting? Still. Ooh. I'm using like a sleeping eye mask as a pop filter. It looks like a miniature bra. It moved a little. Well, hopefully that wasn't too bad. Not have confidence in my work. I don't have much confidence in myself in general right now, so it makes a lot of what I do harder. I'm just constantly wondering why I'm doing this, and obviously it's because I don't want to do anything else, because I don't. Really the one thing that I've been wanting to do lately is music, followed by skateboarding, but skateboarding is more of a hobby. um, I don't know. It's like I don't really want this to be a hobby. I want it to be, just I want it to be what I do. I don't necessarily want to be like, famous. I don't want that, but I want to be able to pay the rent, be professional. I would say I was watching. I think I was watching like the decline of Western civilization, the first documentary, and I think somebody in the band X said that you're not a professional at something unless you can pay the rent doing it, and I think that's pretty. That's a pretty solid goal in life. But I'm nowhere close to that. But I don't know. It's hard to have the confidence to keep going when it's like, well, you're not getting a lot of that external validation, and it's just kind of like a feedback loop. I don't get the external validation, so I feel worse, and so I don't do things, and so blah 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 blah. I'm just on this constant quest to keep myself from minimizing myself. And part of me feels like even doing this is minimizing myself. Like, why am I not like, trying to connect with other people who are local to me? Why am I not trying to play shows? Why am I not doing this, that, the other? And I think part of being alive and continuing to be alive is learning how to work with yourself and knowing your limits and being willing to push those limits, but also not pushing them too far. And I often push my limits way too far. And I don't think that stuff that one would consider more traditional in terms of having a career in music is for me. Uh, and that's not like me trying to cop out and be like, oh, I don't want to do that. But it's more just like there's a lot of shit that I think is bullshit. I think it's stupid. I think it's worthless, and I think it only serves to line. Not necessarily. I don't want to say like line the pockets of other people, but it serves to be a product rather than be a work of art, and that's where I don't want my stuff to go. It's fine to make music that's like a product. I'm okay with that. People gotta eat. People gotta make their money. Do what they gotta do. If you gotta make jingles or do this, that, the other, I don't blame you. You gotta do what you gotta do. But when you have something that is supposedly from you, from like your soul, and it's just like fucking processed to death like a fucking slice of Kraft cheese. It's like, what's the point? Why are you doing this? I don't know. I don't want that for myself. I don't want to get like overly processed, and I don't want to be that like I don't want to be that individually wrapped slice of cheese that's just like all the other individually wrapped slices of cheese. Not to use that stupid metaphor, but I'm an individual. No, we're all individuals, obviously. I'm no different from any other artist, any other musician out there. I'm really not, and I know that. But I don't know. I have a different vision. I guess I have a different goal set. I have a different plan than I think is popularly thought of. So I just want to do what I want to do, and this is what I'm doing. And even if I'm kind of feeling a little embarrassed, a little foolish, a little like, why the fuck am I doing this? Like, why am I wasting the space and the video and the power and just all that to just talk and nothing and record a couple songs for funsies for like maybe one person to watch all the way through, maybe. What's the point of doing that? But I don't know. I feel like every day I get better at, I don't know, being a person, being alive, creating, making, doing art, doing music. It's like that, I don't know, if you do something every day, you just, it becomes like second nature. It becomes like breathing. And I definitely feel like music is on that kind of path for me where like it does sort of feel like it's becoming more second nature the more I do it and the more that I practice and play and write and perform and do all that. And I want to keep doing that. It's something that I like I said earlier, it's what I want to do. It's really all I can do. And I've been fucking depressed as shit the last year, man. It hasn't been a fun year for Sam this past year, and there's been very little that I've been interested in or willing to do, and music is one of those things that I've been willing to do. So, not to get emotional. Alright, I'm going a bit over 20 minutes, so I'm gonna play a song by the Lemonheads that I also recorded another cover of last week. It's called The Great Big No. I really like this song. I think it's a fun little power pop song, and I'm very pleased that I learned how to play it in my own special way. So I'm gonna play that, and then I'll leave you to it. Hope y'all have a good day, a good whenever you're watching this. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll do this again sometime. We'll see. Knowing me, I'll probably do it a few times and then it won't go anywhere, and then I'll stop and then do something else, because that's just what I do. So, hooray, let's do it. Lover, don't turn your head, just let me walk away. Thought I might have to say you're asking the wrong guy. She wonders how, thinks she knows now. She'll be right. They always go by the by. A great big no, great big no, great big no. There's nothing okay with you, there's nothing okay with me. Is anything happening to have to fall to sleep? She wonders why the indigo guy, he'll be right. They always go by the by. Great big no, great big no, great big no. And everyone knows everything, and everyone knows everything. Nobody has got no one to go to. Nobody has got nowhere to go to. Great big no, great big no, great big no, great big no. Lover, don't turn your head. Lover, don't turn your head. There's nothing okay with